It's time for Coffee with the Chicken Ladies, a podcast for people who love chickens.
Hey everybody, and welcome. It's Chrisie&Holly from Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. We're here, and this is episode number 213 of our podcast, where we talk about everything chicken, family, fun, and
more chickens.
More chickens! We drink a ton of coffee. I'm talking a ton. But most importantly,
we hug chickens every day.
And we kiss them too. Don't forget. We brew coffee from a little coffee roaster in Houston, Texas. Bright and early coffee. Holly Ann, what kind of coffee are we brewing today?
I think we're going to go seasonal with some Texas cinnamon.
Yeah. Yeehaw!
Yeehaw!
We actually love this Texas cinnamon. And if you are not drinking this, you are totally missing out. We have a code. It's CWTCL 15 for 15% off a bagged coffee. Where should everybody go?
brightandearlycoffee.com.
And if you like K-Cups, get those over on Amazon and follow them on their social media. Are you ready to sip some of this delicious Texas cinnamon coffee and chat?
I am. But first, a word from our sponsor.
We have some exciting news to share from our sponsor, Grubbly Farms. They're here, new and improved, Grubbly's World Harvest.
I'm a longtime subscriber, and my flock love the healthy, nutritious treats, plus orders $40 and more ship free.
If you haven't heard, Grubbly's has a fantastic layer pellet and crumble feed. It's packed with plant and insect protein, perfect for those picky chickens and ducks.
Grubbly Farms makes food and treats for healthy pets and planet.
To support us and Grubbly Farms, use the link grubbly.co/coffee. Try it today. Okay, we wish you a Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, because it's Christmas Eve, man.
Merry Christmas.
We're recording a few days earlier, but Merry Christmas. Everybody's going to be getting this on Christmas Eve. One of the most heartfelt days of the entire year, I feel like.
I feel it. I feel good.
Everyone has nostalgia. They have memories of Christmas past. They have memories that will be made. And they're feeling very nostalgic about family and friends and lots of good food.
Lots of good food.
Yeah.
Including the bûche de Noël.
Good Lord, I've really decorated this year.
You have, wow. Where I've pared down the decorations for this year. But, you know, my husband and I are going through like a lot of family stuff.
Yeah.
Parent stuff, you know.
Right.
That we're at that age. So I've pared way down. So when I came in here today, I was like, wow. It was so much fun to see all the decorations and all the trees. And it's amazing.
Did it make you feel all warm and fuzzy?
It did.
That's the feeling I want to go for.
Yeah.
When somebody walks in, they're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I could just sit down and watch Miracle on 34th Street. Or
the only thing you have that I don't like is that gosh darn Santa climbing the ladder over and over.
You and Ella, the other day, funny story, he stopped working and I was like, oh
no,
man.
Santa can't climb the ladder.
And Ella looked at me and she goes, this is the best day ever. And I was like, no, we've got to fix him. And she was like, he's finally gone. And
you also have some cardinals that sing.
Oh, yes.
You're like
I'm like
honestly,
a kid.
Well, no, I was going to say when you're standing in the foyer by your front door, it's almost like coming into a department store that's been decorated. It's really nice. I love it. Thank you.
But I have the cardinals that whistle.
Yeah.
And Ella's like, can you make them stop? And I'm like, well, they're sensors, so they go off.
You just need a rooster crowing.
I mean, if they go off at like 2 a.m., I'm going to be like, what the clock? Yeah, so I'm going to be kicking myself in about 3 weeks.
Oh, you will.
Because, you know,
right
when
now
you
it's
decorate,
nice.
You slowly put it up.
It's like, a lot of layering to get the effect that you have.
Yeah, and when we do retail therapy about glasses, just wait. It's going to be great.
We have some vintage issues. Anyway.
We do.
Chickens.
I know. So, but it's Christmas Eve and Santa's coming. Last night, Ella says, I don't know if I should tell you this or not, but Santa's coming. And here in our area in Harford County, I don't know if they do this in Baltimore County,
yes,
but they do. Okay. So, yeah, they do. Our old house was in Baltimore County and they did. So the fire department every single year, I don't know if they do this in your neighborhood or not, but they come around with all the fire engines and then they do this like sleigh that they make come out and they put Santa and Mrs. Claus. And I jump and wave bigger than the kids do.
Of course you do.
Yes. So she's like, do you want to see Santa? And I was like, I don't know. And she's like, well, I'll go out there because I know you love it. So I made the girls go out there and we wait for him to come back. And they're like, we're going in. I was like, well, he will not bring you a gift unless you wave again.
Man.
So yeah, Santa came by on the sleigh. I was like, okay, we're good. I've seen Santa.
Dear Santa, bring me some ducks for Christmas. Thank you very much.
Well, that wish could come true for you.
Yeah, I think it might. Anyway.
Okay, so on that note, if you're listening to our show and you're loving it, head on over to Apple Podcasts and leave us a written review. It does amazing things for the growth of our show. And while you're there, hit that subscribe button because they count them. And you'll never miss an episode. And put out some fun episodes, I hope.
I think we do.
I think we do.
If you're looking for other ways to help support the podcast, you can tell a few chicken-loving friends about us. Or these days, any poultry lovers.
Yeah.
You can share your favorite episodes on social media. Or you can become a patron of the show, patreon.com/coffeewiththechickenladies. And the other thing you can do to help support the show is visit our website and our show notes. Use our affiliate links and discount codes, and buy products from our sponsors.
Yay!
So, winter is coming.
It's better when Sean Bean says it.
Can you stay on topic for just a minute?
What topic?
Winter. Well, chickens, obviously. And igloo coops from Omelette.
Oh, yeah. You gotta have an igloo for winter.
If you don't know igloos, they're engineered for extremes. Double insulated, waterproof, and stormproof.
They keep out any weather and all predators.
And you can just wipe them clean.
My girls and little man are so comfy in their Igloo Pro.
Mine too. Warm and dry all year round.
Winter is coming.
Be ready with an igloo.
Search Omelette. That's OMLET.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Do you like monthly subscriptions?
Does it have anything to do with chickens?
Of course.
Then yeah. Let us take a minute to tell you about Chicken Love.
You get a monthly Chicken Lady tea, treats for your flock, and a keeper care card.
And did you know with every multi-month subscription, you get a free Chicken Love logo t-shirt?
Really?
Yeah.
It's $36 a month with free shipping.
What are you waiting for? Get off the nest and click already. That's chickenlove.com. That's chickenluv.com. Get your subscription today.
The Breed Spotlight is brought to you by McMurray Hatchery, defining quality for generations. For over a century, McMurray Hatchery has remained a trusted family-owned business working tirelessly to ensure our poultry meet the highest standards.
Whether you are an experienced enthusiast or just embarking on the journey, look to McMurray Hatchery for guaranteed quality, rare and heritage breeds, low minimums, and all the supplies you need to raise your flock. Request a free catalog today. I'm dreaming of a white turkey, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and this turkey will listen to hear his sleigh bells in the snow. And he will also hear a breed spotlight.
Yeah. Okay.
This week's breed spotlight is
The Midget White Turkey.
it's a white turkey.
And just a quick note, breeds that were named like for the past 100 years.
We did not name this turkey.
We're just saying a lot of times breed names can be a little exceptional. And apologize to anyone
For
who
my laughing.
might be offended by some of these breed names. However, that being said, historically, we have to use the right names so people know the bird we're talking about.
When you look this up, this is how you're going to have to look
Right,
this
it's
turkey up.
the midget
White turkey. So
Right.
we did not name this turkey. It's just one of those things. This is the name of the turkey.
Okay, the Midget White Turkey is the smallest of the heritage breed turkeys available in the U.S. It's sometimes confused with the Beltsville Small White, but that is an entirely different breed.
Hey, Beltsville. That's Maryland.
Right. The Beltsville Small White was developed at the Beltsville location of University of Maryland's agricultural program.
Exactly.
Right down the road. So midget whites are not currently in the American Poultry Association standard of perfection, but they are sometimes shown in the same class as the Beltsville Small White.
Okay. Are they cousins? They're close cousins?
Not really.
No.
No.
They're just basically small and
They're
white.
both small white chickens, exactly.
Or turkeys.
They're both small white turkeys. Chicken on the brain. The midget white was developed in the early 1960s by Dr. Robert Smythe at University of Massachusetts Amherst.
Did he also own the jeweler?
Oh, I don't know.
Smythe.
That's a Maryland family.
There's a ladybug on our table.
There is.
Is that good luck?
Yes. Dr. Smythe's intention was to create essentially a mini version of the broad-breasted white turkey, which is the white commercial turkey.
Right.
And just for reference, broad-breasted white turkeys usually weigh anywhere from 22 to 40 pounds.
I mean, that's a big bird.
It's a big bird. Dr. Smythe used the commercial white turkeys and a smaller show-quality strain of Royal Palm heritage breed turkeys as his foundation breeds.
The Royal Palm, that's the one you wanted.
That's a beautiful turkey. It really is. Now, he had hand-selected for small size and large breast. He believed that the Midget Whites would be a popular choice for small farmers, but the breed never really caught on.
At that point, but now they're going to, because there are a lot of homesteading families out there that would love to have this turkey that's smaller, that's not going to take up all the space.
Right.
You know?
Now, budget cuts forced Dr. Smythe to shelve his breeding program and rehome the Midget Whites. And many people believe that they had become extinct after this, just disappeared. But in 1971, Dr. Bernie Wentworth at the University of Wisconsin, and Dr. Wentworth had been a graduate student of Dr. Smythe.
Okay. His protege.
Right. Dr. Wentworth received a call from someone trying to rehome a small line of turkeys to another breeder. So Dr. Wentworth agreed, and he was surprised when he picked up 2 toms and 4 hens to find that they had wing bands on from University of Massachusetts.
Oh, wow.
Essentially, they were some of Dr. Smythe's original turkeys.
It's a good thing he went over there.
Absolutely. Now, Wentworth worked on this breed for several years.
Say that 5 times.
Right now. J.G. Wentworth, it's your money. He fixed the white color because apparently Dr. Smythe hadn't gotten to the point where they were completely white. Like sometimes the barring from the Royal Palms would show up.
Right.
So Wentworth fixed the white color and he continued to select for that small size as well as higher egg production and better rates of fertility. When he retired, the birds he worked with were once again rehomed.
Okay.
And once again, they were believed to have gone extinct. But in 2014, a flock of about 90 of them were discovered in Alabama.
How'd they get there?
I have no idea. I mean, that's the way breeds are passed around. You just never know where you're going to find a pocket of a heritage breed. So the Livestock Conservancy had them listed as critically endangered for a while, but they've actually been moved up to the watch list.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So let's go into what this turkey kind of looks like. And as you could or would expect, they're white. They have white skin, white legs, and the usual red-blue turkey head. They're not much bigger than a large chicken. Okay, so with toms weighing in around 13 to 15 pounds, they're probably a Jersey Giant size.
Yeah.
And the turkey hens weighing in between 8 and 10, give or take. So they're chicken size.
I think you're right. They're in the neighborhood of good-sized Jersey Giants.
So you're going to get the largest of the chickens, but they're a turkey. So they're very manageable for smaller homesteads.
Absolutely.
And that way you're not looking at super large enclosures and everything else. They're really good. Now, females are coming in laying anywhere from 2 to 3 dozen large cream to brown speckled eggs per year. Okay. Though a 2008 article by Dr. Smythe and Wentworth noted that the Midget Whites lay as much as 60 to 80 per year.
And what they were saying is generally you get that higher number if you don't let them go broody. Obviously.
Right. And they go broody.
They do go broody.
So,
and apparently they make really good mothers.
We've learned over the little bit of stuff that we've done about turkeys is a lot of them go broody.
Yeah.
They love to be moms.
The heritage breeds really, they will sit on a nest. I don't know how easily they break, but it doesn't sound like it's very easy.
Where were we when someone said...
Oh, Akakeek. That was the National Colonial Farm.
That turkey had been sitting on an egg so long that the egg basically
She knew it was no good, yes. Yeah, so she had to get it out of there,
She had to get it out of there. Now... These are super friendly birds and make great pets and companions.
This is something I saw over and over in the research is how friendly and laid back these turkeys are. Like they really like people. They'll come in for a cuddle.
Yeah. So, I mean, the smaller size and the friendly disposition, they're going to be great for those homesteads.
Absolutely. But because they are bright white, you need to keep them safe from predators. They need a sturdy house and a good size run for when you can't supervise their free range time.
Right. So this is no different than a large size chicken or a goose or a duck that you're going to need to protect from predators.
And put a top on it because turkeys can fly and they can fly well. Flight risk indeed.
Definitely. So they're definitely a nice size for small farms, even suburban or urban homesteads.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, think about it. Literally 15 pounds is how big Ricardo Montalban, my former...
not the actor.
my Jersey Giant rooster was, and he was absolutely fine in a chicken coop.
Right.
No, turkeys, I don't think turkeys like going up ramps very much.
No, they always say too that they don't need roosting, that they lay in the ground.
So pretty much the same kind of houses like you'd build for geese or ducks, maybe.
You just take out the roost bars and the houses need to be close to the ground.
Right.
So they can just simply walk in.
Yeah.
Like you would a duck or a goose, definitely for sure. Now that we've all talked to you about the midget whites, where should everybody go?
It's pretty easy. If you want midget white turkey poults, you can buy them from McMurray Hatchery. They sell them as day olds.
And they're super cute.
Okay. You've heard me say this before. Turkey poults are some of the cutest babies ever.
They're super cute.
And they're very snuggly.
Now, who out there has a midget white turkey
snuggly
that you would love to share on our stories? On IG, go to your stories, hit the mention button, add us in, and then we can easily reshare yours. We want to see them.
Oh, heck. Share all your turkeys. We want to see all the turkeys.
We want to see them all.
Are you ready to dive into the fascinating world of backyard ducks? Look no further than Metzer Farms, your premier destination for top quality waterfowl. Whether you're a seasoned breeder or just starting out, Metzer Farms has everything you need to elevate your flock to the next level. And if you're passionate about call ducks, you're in for a treat.
Metzer Farms hatches a stunning variety of call ducks, meticulously bred for their miniature size, beauty, and calm temperament. From snowy whites to vibrant colors, each duck is a masterpiece waiting to grace your backyard. Visit MetzerFarms.com today to browse their extensive selection and start your journey into the wonderful world of waterfowl. Metzer Farms, where passion meets perfection.
If you're looking for a chicken coop that's produced in a planet-friendly, sustainable way, try Nestera.
Each coop is made from highly durable, 100% recycled plastic that keeps the equivalent of up to 2,000 shampoo bottles out of a landfill.
Their clean, modern design will fit into any garden or run area and comes with an industry-beating 25-year warranty and a range of handy accessories.
Simple to put together, so quick and easy to clean, and most importantly, red mite resistant. Your chickens will love it.
Quick shipping from Nestera US.
For a 5% discount, use the affiliate link in our show notes, on our website, and on Instagram. Link in bio. Check them out today. Roosty's proudly sponsors Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. They're back with an innovative new product. You're going to want to check this out.
It's an extra large set, a 14-pound feeder and 3-gallon water with steep anti-roost lids. They're made of super durable material. You can either stand them on legs or hang them on brackets on your coop or fence. They're easy to remove and clean too. Plus, they look awesome.
We personally use Roosties and we're huge fans. So if you're raising chicks or keeping chickens, check out the Roosty store on Amazon or follow the link in our show notes. Okay, so are we ready to move on to main topic? Yeah.
Joining us for our Christmas Eve episode, we're happy to welcome Lisa Pregent back to the show. Lisa is a senior livestock manager at George Washington's Mount Vernon estate. One of our favorite people out there with some of the best heritage breeds anywhere. Mount Vernon has been lucky enough to have Lisa with them for going on 30 years.
Yay, can we interject the
applause?
Applause.
Lisa, welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much for having me back.
It feels like forever since you've been on.
No, it has been a while. Yeah,
it's been a while.
I know, we have to have you on more regularly. We love talking to you on here.
So we're going to be talking turkey with you. We've had so many listener requests for some Turkey 101.
But first, we want to start with, how's everything over at Mount Vernon? It's the holiday time over there. How are you doing? How are all the animals doing? We have so many questions about that.
Everybody here is doing great. We welcomed Aladdin the camel back for the holiday season. So he is back up on the 12-acre field, greeting people as they come through the gates. We've been doing some winter glow events at night where Mount Vernon's just lit up and it's absolutely beautiful. And I think Christmas illuminations is this coming weekend. And I think that just about wraps up our holiday season.
How many years have you had Aladdin? Because George Washington did have a camel at Mount Vernon at Christmas time, right?
He did. He paid 18 shillings to have a camel visit Mount Vernon on Christmas Day to entertain his guests. So Aladdin has been coming here for 16 years.
Nice.
Good heavens.
I think we mentioned him last
We
time
may
we talked
have.
to Lisa,
We
or
may
one
have.
of the many times that we visited you over Mount Vernon. And we definitely want to come back to visit you again very soon.
Absolutely.
And the other update we want to get is, how are the Nankins doing?
They are wonderful. We were so happy to get them from you, Holly, and they've just provided hours of entertainment. You know, they're so cute and they're so personable. So we're hoping to get them into the historic area for people to see here shortly, but we are going to miss seeing them back here at the barn.
I'm sure.
They're going to miss being in the barn. They're going to be like,
I
where are
know.
you taking us?
If one of the girls decides to go broody and sit on eggs, does she come back to the barn so you can keep an eye on her?
Probably, just because the coop is so isolated down there and it backs up to the woods. So, you know, any critters that get in, we don't want them taking the eggs from us.
Yeah. And the Nankin babies are like the size of baby quail. They're so tiny.
They're tiny.
So tiny. I'm just thrilled that you guys are having such a good time with them. Napoleon and the girls landed in a soft place.
They did. Keep them in that barn.
They are very special.
So what we want to do is kind of take the conversation over to turkeys, because you have turkeys over there. We met the man, the legend turkey over there. And
Roger Williams,
that's who it was. And he now has some ladies with him. So a lot of our listeners are asking us to give some tips for raising turkeys for the first time. So let's kind of switch it over to turkeys.
Okay.
So the background story, we'll just recap very quickly and tell me if I get this wrong. The background story is that a few years ago, Mount Vernon hosted the stamp ceremony when the Livestock Conservancy heritage breed stamps were in the post offices. Mm-hmm. And someone brought Roger Williams as the turkey representative. Is that right?
That's correct.
And he ended up, and I think it was Jeanette, wasn't it?
Was it Jeanette?
Jeanette.
And I can't say no to Jeanette.
Right? No one says no to Jeanette. Yeah, it was.
Oh, that girl.
Anyway, so you ended up keeping Roger there at Mount Vernon with you.
We sure did. Yeah, he didn't really have a place to go back to. I mean, I'm sure, you know, Jeanette would have found a home for him, but he was here. He was a beautiful bird, and we kind of wanted to get back into having turkeys. So it just kind of all happened, you know, at the right time.
He got me so many times that day with his gobble. Like, I would be walking by and I would jump like, and there was like flight risk on his cage. I remember that. Like, I think he was a flight risk.
I didn't realize that, because turkeys look big. I didn't realize they could actually like take flight like that.
Absolutely. And, you know, these heritage breeds are a little more streamlined than, you know, your modern day breeds. So they are a little more aerodynamic than, you know, your white broad-breasted or other turkeys.
Well, Roger's an Narragansett. Is that right?
Yes, he's an Narragansett.
Martha Washington definitely, there are records, right, that she definitely bought and kept turkeys at Mount Vernon.
Correct. So when George Washington was off during the Revolutionary War, we believe that she brought turkeys to Mount Vernon and had them here, we think, you know, for her to raise. There's not a whole lot of documentation that I can find, especially about what type of turkeys they had.
Okay.
But we do know that they were here.
You know what? That's like every woman, even nowadays. Like, I waited till my husband was at his global summit to sneak chickens in. You know, like, she was like, he's off the war. It's my time.
Get the turkeys.
Exactly.
And then he came home and he's like, where are these turkeys from? But they're already there. That's what I did to my husband. He went off to business and then he came home. We had 4 chicks.
You're like subverting the Martha Washington legend in a good way.
Yes. Like, women are the same throughout time.
Right, it's nice to know things haven't changed.
I love that story.
Roger was up in the modern barn with you and the staff for a while there were some new quarters being built for him.
Correct. Yes. So when we took in Roger, you know, we had talked to Jeanette at the Livestock Conservancy about getting hens. And we had a gentleman, I believe he was from Kentucky, that donated the 2 girls. So Priscilla and Abigail are the 2 hens. So when they came, we had everybody up at the modern barn in a stall, getting to know each other. And at that point, we wanted to get them out into the historic area. We had an old chicken yard that needed, you know, a complete rebuild. So we were fortunate enough to be able to rebuild that, make it a little bit bigger to house the turkeys, build an entirely new coop. And so they've got all new housing up there and they're absolutely loving it.
Is that it was sort of two little yards that were on the other side of where the long sheep barn is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
we figured when we were there, that's where it was going to go.
Yeah, we had 2 chicken yards up there and we just decided to knock that center wall down, move it out 10 feet on either side and then build a turkey house.
I can just picture George coming back from war. Now I've got to build a turkey enclosure for you, woman. What are you doing to me here?
I'm pretty sure that's what my boss said too.
Well, it's kind of nice though, because say in the spring, when you visit Mount Vernon, you got lambs on one side and turkeys on the other.
Oh yeah.
That's amazing. And we just spotlighted the Narragansett back at Thanksgiving, and I already can't remember, but I want to say Narragansett hens do go broody.
I thought they did.
Mm-hmm. They do. Yes.
Right. How is their laying?
It's tapered off with the cold, but during the summer, they were laying an egg a day. We were getting,
Wow.
so many turkey eggs that we didn't know what to do with them. So
Wow.
And I'm sure they're jumbo size too.
They are pretty
super big.
They're really pretty eggs too.
Yeah.
They're speckled.
speckled. Yep.
Yeah, really pretty.
Wow. Okay, so let's go into somebody wants to start with turkeys. What are some pointers that you can give to our listeners? They just want to start out.
Do your research first. Talk to folks that have turkeys. Heritage breeds are definitely a great way to go. Utilize the Livestock Conservancy to find what breed matches your specifications, and then have fun. I haven't had a whole lot of experience with turkeys until I started working here. So I'm by no means an expert, but they're pretty easy keepers. These heritage breeds are fairly easy to take care of. We used to get the pardon turkeys from the president.
Oh, wow.
So for years we would get the pardon turkeys and, they're 40 pounds by the time, they're 21 weeks old. And so, there's just a lot of maintenance that goes into caring for these birds to keep them healthy for years. And, with the heritage breeds, you don't have that constant maintenance that you have to do.
So what type of food or feed do you give the turkeys?
They're on a higher protein mixed grain. I think it has soybeans and some other seeds in it and some poultry grit. We try to give them, Roger loves raspberries, so we give them some fruit every now and then. Pumpkins, if we have some pumpkins, we'll split them and take them up to them. So, watermelon, just all sorts of little treats that we can find.
I love it when the boys get their fruit and treats because I have my first rooster this year and I hand feed him strawberries and grapes. And this one makes fun of me.
Lisa, she will be lying in a hammock with this bird snuggled up and feeding him cut up grapes. It is the most ridiculous thing you have ever seen.
Roger gets it too.
I love that.
Berries.
We have to throw the berries at Roger. He won't come near us. I wish I had him in a hammock feeding him, but we have to throw the berries in at him and he, he runs away. And
incoming Roger, berry bombs coming.
Yeah. We've tried to tame them. They're with the heritage breeds though, they have this instinct that, they have to be on lookout all the time. And we just have not been able to tame him for some reason. So
yeah. I mean, I'm guessing if turkeys as pets are becoming really popular. So I'm guessing if you are doing pets, you probably want to start, if you can, with turkey poults and hand raise them.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As young as you can get them, I think, it's the same as chickens. You just want to handle them and have them around you as much as possible.
Now, do most breeds grow pretty quickly? Turkey breeds? As babies?
Do you mean heritage?
Like heritage.
Oh, okay. I bet you're wondering.
I mean size-wise, put the weight on quickly.
My understanding, Lisa, correct me if I'm wrong, is that the heritage turkeys do grow slowly.
They do. Yes.
Oh, okay.
And again, this, the Narragansetts, these are kind of the first heritage turkeys we've had in, about 10 to 15 years. So it's been a while, but they do grow much slower than modern breeds. And the Narragansetts, the hens, I think, top out at about 15 to 20 pounds. They're pretty small. And then even Roger, the Tom, he's maybe 25, 30.
Okay.
I guess their feathering is so deceptive because, when they're like displaying or they're all puffed out. They look absolutely enormous.
Yes. And
Does
when
he
you
display a lot?
He does, especially now that he's up in the historic area. And, we've got visitors coming by and looking in on him, and he's got to protect his ladies. So he does get fluffed up quite a bit.
He's like, you look shady. Oh,
Gotta put on a show.
So my oldest daughter, no matter where we go, we see turkeys. The turkey always spots Sophia and always like paces and like acts like he's doing something. Like Sophia looks shady to him. Every time we
I don't trust this girl.
what turkey it is. She's untrustworthy to the turkey world. She's like, watch this girl. Watch her.
I have that issue with geese.
Oh, shoot. Don't go to Holly Ann's house then. You'll get chased.
No, my girls are nice. My girls are nice.
To you.
I've never had luck with geese or peacocks.
Peacocks, me either with the peacocks. And their spurs scare the daylights out of me. It's like a tree branch. But the geese, we got our geese as day-old poults, day-old goslings, and they've imprinted. If you're imprinted, you're golden. If not,
good.
There's hissing and craziness.
Oh, yeah.
And you got
them and you got COVID the same day, so I wasn't going over there. So they didn't imprint on me. I'll be running for my life.
Yeah, that plan was gone. I have to bring them in, like they free range with me most of the time because they're imprinted and they won't go anywhere. Although they do occasionally get in with the sheep. And the sheep don't do anything. But if I'm out and say the UPS driver is pulling up, I have to herd the geese into the garage and close the door because I'm terrified they're going to chase all the delivery drivers away.
There's something going on at Holly Ann's. Like I'm on the phone with her and I just hear the phone drop one day and she's like, you scream and you're like, one of the Nankin boys got out and you had to chase him like all around the sheep yard.
Oh no, that's all six. I looked up and the Hog Island girls didn't pay any attention to him, to the six of them. It was my bachelor Nankin flock. And I look up and they're just like walking amongst the Jacob sheep's legs. And I yelled for Pete, but
it was, I don't know if that's the time I was on the phone, but the phone just dropped and you were screaming and you were chasing chickens.
I was afraid the sheep were going to butt them or something, especially the Jacobs with those horns.
Yeah.
But they're Nankin boys. So I like scoop them up two at a time. Nankins are easy. Anyway, as usual, we have digressed to other poultry. So the Narragansetts are beautiful turkeys. I mean, they're really gorgeous. They have beautiful colors. If someone were considering to keep them as maybe just a pet or, just a fun addition to their little farm or even urban backyard, what things do you want people to know about turkeys, like personality or anything like that?
I think they need space. And so just be prepared to, have a decent sized yard for them. Our turkeys will fly. So we have a net over their turkey yard. Sorry. Mm-hmm. And that's mainly to keep predators out and to keep the turkeys in. Didn't want them to, to bail. Like you said, they're flight risk. So
I remember that sign on there, flight risk.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. The sign was on the stall where Roger was. And we were like, really? He can fly?
That takes me to my question with predators. Are they more savvy or is it any different with their size that they can take on different predators that way? Or are they just as much at risk as everybody else?
It's a good question. I would say they're at much risk as anybody else, as the chickens. Although we've had some chickens, Dominiques, that have fought off foxes before. The rooster did. We, had him in with a couple hens and he fought the fox off. Now, Roger, I'm not sure what Roger would do.
And he's being fed raspberries. So who knows at this point? He's like mine.
Right. I don't want to find out, if he'd fight him off or not. I just, I'm not sure.
Just try to keep him out of that position as much as you can.
Yeah. Right now he's saying, I'm a lover, not a fighter. Don't put me in that position.
Yes,
Dominiques are like, everyone talks about like their apocalypse breed. They're one of mine, either Dominiques or Swedish Flowers. They are something.
Yeah. We called him Mickey Rourke. He put up a fight. He was like the wrestler of that movie. And yeah, unfortunately we lost the hens, but he came out of it, scarred and bloody, wow. But we nursed him back to health and he survived. But
wow. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So Virginia's not too far from where we are in Maryland. So you're probably dealing with
lots of predators,
tons of predators like we do.
Yep. Yeah. Coyotes and foxes and raccoons. All sorts of.
All the usuals, yeah.
All the usual. I'm going to go off of turkeys just for a second. I want to know how beautiful Mount Vernon is right now. For Christmas Eve, I am kind of obsessed with colonial Christmas stuff right now.
Yeah, I'm the historian, and all of a sudden I'm like, she's got dried orange slices and berries and every early American decor all over the upstairs.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So how beautiful is Mount Vernon right now? We're going to live through you.
It's beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful year round. I might be biased, but the different seasons we have, Mount Vernon just looks so different in all of the seasons. But they've got the new room just opened back up. So we are in a pretty long-term revitalization project with the mansion. So the majority of the mansion is now closed. The new room just opened up. So they've got that set up, kind of in their holiday decor. And the orientation center, when you come in, Christmas trees and, it's all decorated. It's beautiful.
And you got Aladdin there.
Aladdin.
You got a camel. Great. Who could ask for more?
You just reminded me of one more question I had and actually, I'm going to ask you this about all the animals in Mount Vernon, but anything special you need to do for turkeys? We have a wicked cold snap coming up. Is there anything special you have to do for the turkeys in the cold?
We monitor them pretty closely. So the coop that they have in the historic area has a ventilation slat down at the bottom and then again up at the top of the coop. And so it allows air to kind of circulate. We have gotten in the coop ourselves to see what it's like, and it does stay pretty warm. So these cold snaps, we usually build up the straw along that bottom ventilation vent and try to cut down as much airflow as possible. And then just monitor them. If they're showing any signs of, being too cold, we'll bring them back to the modern barn.
Right.
We know we loved all of you a long time ago, but the fact that you all got in the coops, because we would totally do that. We would get in those coops to check it.
Yes, I would be in the coops with the raspberries, feeding the raspberries to Roger. To be like, Roger, this is amazing in here.
Right. One way to get them to like us.
And obviously, the sheep are fine in the cold. The Nankins are not in their coop yet. So really, the turkeys are kind of the only thing you have to keep an eye on through the cold snap, right?
The turkeys, and then we've got 2 new pigs, 2 gilts. So they're back at the modern facility right now, just with the cold coming. They're in a stall, they're all hunkered down. So once it warms up, we'll move them back out. But they're
cows.
The cows are so big, they chew their cud. They're usually pretty good.
They're pretty good.
So are you going to have pig babies again in the spring?
Not this spring, but probably next spring. The girls are still, I think they're 4 to 6 months old. So they're still pretty young.
Those piglets are some of the cutest things ever.
Thank you, Lisa, for giving us the Mount Vernon update. We want to come see you soon and come back to the barn if we can and check out all the critters.
Absolutely. Please do.
Okay, that sounds great. I've got Mount Vernon linked in the show notes. If you're local and you've never been there, go.
Even if you're within a few hours, it's worth the drive. We are so lucky where we're located. I keep telling the girls this, we're an hour and a half from DC and an hour and a half from Philly and all the historic places where they've grown up going all the time, and they kind of, I think, take it for granted because they're just used to it. But so many people, it's a destination now, even if you're within a few hours, go to Mount Vernon. I mean, even in the fall, Martha's Garden's a bloom with all different kinds of flowers, and the mansion, and the main reason we go, the animals.
Right. Don't forget to walk around and see all the animals, the Hog Island sheep, milking Devons.
Mm-hmm. The pigs.
Ossabaw Island hogs. And the Narragansett.
Narragansett turkeys.
And Roger and his ladies. And the horses, too.
Yes.
Your horse facility is amazing.
Are the horses at the pasture where people can ever see them, or are they usually just in the barn and you kind of have to get lucky and see them for an event?
Yes, we keep the horses back at the modern facility just because they're so delicate. We like to, monitor their water intake, and especially in the winter. So we do take them out in the historic area, mostly March through November. So this time of year, it's a little more, infrequent, but.
You guys are doing so many good things with educating our youth and bringing them in there and showing them history and what happened Love it. Just keep it going.
Thank you very much. That is our main goal. We want people to walk away having learned something, having, seen a pig for the first time, or, something new.
Yeah.
Okay, keep your eye out for us. We are coming. We're bringing raspberry. We'll be there soon.
We'll bring offerings, yes.
We'll talk to you later.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure.
It's our pleasure. We just want to thank Lisa and really all the folks at Mount Vernon one more time. The work they do with heritage breeds, they love those animals.
They do.
Mount Vernon is a very special place.
And we love Mount Vernon.
Mm-hmm. Our friends at Good Eggs solved the age-old question of how should I wash my eggs?
They're chicken people just like us who created the original silicone egg scrubber.
Both Chrissy and I use their brush and natural enzyme wash every time.
It's a total game changer.
It makes cleaning eggs so much faster and easier. Plus, they have a lifetime guarantee.
Good Egg is a small family business right here in the U.S., and they donate 10% of all profit directly to folks affected by cancer.
Go check them out at goodeggstuff.co.
That's goodeggstuff.co. Tell them Chrisie&Holly sent you. Okay, so are we ready to move on to
cracking the eggs?
Cracking those eggs. Now we're staying with our cookie theme because it's Christmas Eve and we need to be putting some cookies out for Santa tonight.
I will tell you what, this recipe is the quickest of them, the easiest of them. And besides the chocolate snickerdoodles, this is my second favorite.
Now, is Santa going to like these sugar cookies?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we're doing...
Drop sugar cookies. It's an easy, quick sugar cookie recipe. You're not rolling and cutting out.
Right.
You're dropping.
Okay. You're dropping like it's hot. Okay. Now, let's go through the ingredients for these sugar cookies. We need 2 eggs, 2/3 of a cup of vegetable oil, 2 teaspoons of vanilla. That's a lot of vanilla in here, but
it's good.
It's good. 1 teaspoon of grated lemon rind or lemon extract.
The lemon extract does not add nearly the flavor. I did it both ways.
Okay.
Go with the rind if you can, but if you can't, extract's fine.
I always have citrus and lemon and lime and oranges around the house at Christmas time.
You can actually use orange rind in this too, if that's all you have. Yeah.
3/4 of a cup of sugar, 2 cups of all-purpose flour or gluten-free 1-to-1 flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder for that rise, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt.
You're going to preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. You probably need 3 or 4 cookie sheets. Line them with silpats or parchment paper for easy cleanup. In a small mixing bowl, whisk the flour, baking powder, and salt together. In a large mixing bowl, you're going to whisk the eggs, the oil, the vanilla, and the lemon rind, and then whisk in the sugar. I didn't even get the beaters out for this. I did this with...
You did it by hand?
My whisk and a spatula. That's it. It's so quick and easy. Once you have the sugar stirred in, add the flour mixture, stir it until it's well combined. You're going to drop by heaping teaspoons onto your baking sheets. So what I did is I kind of set up a little assembly line. So I would drop a dozen on a sheet, and then you want some granulated sugar in a bowl.
Mm-hmm.
You want a drinking glass. Either put some butter or some cooking spray on the bottom of the glass, dip it in the sugar, and each of those 12 that you've dropped, you're going to not flatten all the way, but you're going to press down. Yeah, press down on top of those cookies. One by one, into the sugar, press down on the cookie. It goes really fast.
And you know what? You can decorate before you even cook. You could just take sprinkles and put them over top the cookie.
Or actually, I did standing sugar when they came out for more sparkle.
Well, you could do both.
Yeah, you could. Yep.
I mean, if you have those, you want to put little, sprinkle decorations on them, just put them before you put them in the oven.
When they come out, you can put royal icing on them if you want to.
Exactly.
You can decorate them in a lot of ways. So they come out mostly round with all that good crunchy sugar. And I had these made and baked so fast. Pete was like, how are you finished already? And there was 4 dozen cookies.
Exactly. So you need cookies for Santa. Try it. You might like it. You can't go wrong with a sugar cookie. You cannot go wrong with a sugar cookie.
It's another 8-minute bake. I mean, this is fast.
Yeah. So, like I said, try it. You might like it.
Recipes on our website.
Are you ready to move to retail therapy? Retail therapy.
Yeah.
Okay. This week's retail therapy, we are doing vintage chicken bar glasses.
Well, we have a problem with glassware. Like, we like it a lot.
We actually love it. That's for sure.
Both of us collect vintage drinkware, barware. I really have a soft spot for, besides the poultry, for florals.
Oh, yeah.
And anything with gold or gilt on it. And you're going to take a look on Etsy because, again, we're going for vintage chickens.
Right.
I'm going to take a look on eBay because we'll see a little different stuff.
Did not see this one before. It's frosted.
Oh, mid-century frosted glasses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going over. I got to get to Etsy. Okay, so we do have a glass problem. We love them. We love vintage glasses. We love chicken glasses. And there's a whole world, we've talked about it before, of vintage chicken barware, okay? And it's more and more people are finding it in the wild and then putting it on Etsy and eBay and reselling it.
Right.
Or you can find it in the wild. It's harder unless you're in Ohio. Okay, because Ohio, the amount of glass sets that are sold in Ohio.
So much.
I've never seen that many glass sets sold in my life. That's where they all went, is Ohio.
It was a lot.
I mean, if we could have loaded the car with glass sets, we would have.
Yes.
We actually bought 2 or 3 for our studio because we just like to look at them a lot.
No, they're beautiful.
They are. So the amount of mid-century barware out there is amazing. So if you go onto Etsy and you search chicken bar glasses vintage, a lot comes up. Now, I want to mention something before we move on. Macy's has Modern Culver, which if you know your glassware, Culver is a beautiful vintage brand. They are selling a set of 4 pint glasses for $42 at Macy's, and they're chicken.
They're really nice too.
And they're nice. They're not vintage, but they will be vintage someday. So, you know, it's kind of the go. Now, the glassware from the mid-century and also the 80s.
Okay. So can I go first? Because I have an 80s set on here that I love. This is vintage 80s. It's like blue speckleware.
Yes.
So it's glasses with the blue speckling.
Is that the one we were looking at earlier?
Yes. And it has alternating chickens and ducks with little eggs around the edges. And the chickens and the ducks together, so stinking cute. It's not a terrible price, 4 for $15.
That's a good price because, you know, some of these vintage from mid-century are $100 plus for the sets.
Yep.
So depending upon the gilding, all the other stuff on the glasses, you're going to pay more.
Right.
Now, Federal Glass over on Etsy, set of 4 crowing roosters. Now, the crowing roosters either come in a glass with a black rooster or a red rooster.
Right. And it's very stylized.
Yes. So we were talking about a story earlier. You want to make sure that the grass is on all of the glasses when you look them up, because that's how you know they're Federal Glass and not reprints.
Right. The counterfeit is very obvious. Like you said, the chicken should be standing in grass. If there's no grass around his feet, these are definitely counterfeit.
Okay. So 1970s, the crowing highball cocktail glasses, set of 6, going for $3.95. $3.95 for 6. So if you find them in the wild, keep them because you're going to want to. There's so many out there. It's crazy. Libby is another big one that is vintage that had a lot of chicken. Federal Glass had a lot.
Federal Glass has a lot of farmy stuff in general.
Anchor Hocking, also from the 60s. Look at these. They are so cute.
Oh, they are cute. Hazel Atlas is another one to keep your eye out for.
The other thing that we're noticing, there is a trend in new glasses that are being stylized to look like the vintage.
Yeah.
So people are wanting to go back to the older style. And now, if you want to get something fun,
oh, nuh-uh.
Yes.
Foghorn Leghorn.
From 1976. Pepsi Collector Drinking Series.
Oh, that's fun.
Set of 6 for $29. That is not bad.
That's really cute.
That is not bad whatsoever. And they're super cute.
Okay. My next one. These are to die for. Okay. These are Federal Glass and they are a farm print.
Oh, wow. They're cool.
So they have a barn and they have, let me get to that.
Oh, yeah, there's a chicken.
There's like horses out in front. There's a hen with her babies.
Yeah.
These are they're absolutely adorable. It's a lot of 3 of them for $22.
That's awesome.
Reasonable. That's reasonable.
I mean, on my side, the foghorn was cheapest that I could find.
Yeah.
When it comes to the glasses, though, I don't know. I'm like, I just love the vintage. I mean, the problem is, do you want to use it or just stare at it?
Well, that's the question, right? That is definitely the question.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Gosh, I wish I'd seen some of this before I did my Christmas shopping for you.
Look at this. It's on eBay, though.
Cocktail shaker?
With chickens and glasses.
Oh, those are nice. Does it have a maker?
Let's see. Yep, Hazel Atlas. 6 glasses and a cocktail shaker. Oh, yeah, those are 80s.
Those are 80s. That's vintage Libby. It's, how many are
8
there?
for $29?
Yeah, it's 8 of them for $29. It's a very 1980s looking hen with a basket and a kerchief on. It's adorable.
80s doesn't seem like it's vintage, but at this point in time, it is.
It is, yeah.
So
good shape.
The shaker that's Hazel Atlas with the 6 glasses is $249. That's if you want to splurge. Now, it just gives you things to look for in the wild. Mm-hmm. Definitely.
If you're collecting, don't turn your nose up at that 80s. Well, obviously, don't get it if you don't like it. But, if you're sort of like, the 80s stuff is cute, but,
it's not really vintage.
It's vintage at this point because we're vintage.
Yep. Oh, those are cute. I mean, right now, I think from the last time we did vintage bar glassware, there's a lot more out there.
I see a lot more out there, too. Look at these chicks.
Oh, yeah. They're adorable.
Oh, that's Bartlett glass. Oh, Bartlett.
So if you want that 5-minute vacation that's going to turn into a half an hour looking at vintage barware glasses, if you like glassware, do it. Take a break for yourself. Okay?
Absolutely. Fun stuff.
Let's tell everybody what we're going to be talking about next week.
Next week, this is our New Year's Eve episode. And there's a particular reason we're spotlighting this bird. We're talking about the salmon faverolles.
It's our favorite.
It is.
One of our very big-time favorites.
Main topics are year in review. We're going to share some super fun stats with you. Talk a little bit about what's coming up in 2025. It's just going to be a good time. Cracking the eggs. We are doing a bar cookie this time. And it is coconut chocolate meringue bars.
Because
they are ridiculously good.
You want to take something kind of fancy for New Year's Eve.
It's also really easy to make. It just looks very impressive.
Those are the best.
Retail therapy. It's
chicken
our annual.
booze.
It's our annual chicken booze.
I said it before.
I know you did.
It's one of my favorites.
You had to get that out.
Okay. So before we say goodbye, we just want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everyone. We know that. And Happy Hanukkah starts tomorrow evening. Mm-hmm. So happy holidays to everyone out there listening. We hope you have a wonderful time with family and friends. Cherish it. Make the memories. Hug the chickens. Kiss the chickens. Do all the great things. But in the end,
gentle with yourself.
That's what I was going to say. Be easy on yourself. Sit down and actually enjoy it. This is something we've learned as we've gotten older. Mm-hmm. Take the time. Don't rush through it and put too much pressure on yourself because you will miss it.
Yeah.
And when you're older, you'll say, dang, I really missed it. So be easy on yourself. And if you need to, take a 5-10 minute break and go hug those chickens because they'll love it too. Mm-hmm. Okay. We hope Santa treats everybody wonderfully and brings you lots of vintage barware with chickens. Okay. So happy holidays.
Happy holidays, everyone.
What should we tell everybody to do until next week?
Hug your chickens.
Every day and kiss them too. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
If you'd like to see more of us, please follow us on Instagram at Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. If you'd like to help us grow the podcast, please leave us a written review on Apple Podcasts. If you'd like to become a patron of the show, please visit our Patreon page, patreon.com/coffeewiththechickenladies. Thanks for listening.